Utility strike prevention. In an effort to prevent utility strikes, contractors are to white line the proposed dig location and call 811 prior to digging. Meet the locators at the entrance of the job site. Beyond utility owners locating their utilities, private locators may be required and referral to as-builts. Prior to digging, contractors will be required to complete the MSD excavation checklist and coordinate with KP and MSD for approvals. Non-destructive methods will be used to daylight utilities to determine depth and location before excavating equipment is used. Keep in mind that the tolerance zone is 24 inches plus half the diameter of a known utility in which non-destructive means of digging is required. When operating equipment in cranes near overhead power, the minimum approach boundary must be observed. Excavation and trench. Trenches and excavations can be very deadly due to cave-ins. For this reason, prior to entering an excavation or trench, your company competent person must select and implement the proper protective systems based upon a soil and site analysis which includes soil cohesiveness and strength, as well as the presence of water, vibrations, or previous disturbances. Protective systems can be as simple as sloping, but can include intricate shoring systems with specific installation requirements. Additionally, safe access will be required, which includes either a ladder or ramp anytime depth exceeds 4 feet. Trench operations will always have an access point within 25 feet of workers. This competent person from your company will be required to inspect the protective systems and surrounding areas daily and will prioritize correcting unsafe conditions before the entry and is tasked with ceasing operations when a situation cannot be corrected. Other requirements for safe trenches and excavations include spoils, materials, and equipment shall be kept 2 feet from the edge of an excavation or trench to prevent falling objects and soil or protective system failure. Trade partners may not work under suspended loads. The stability of buildings, walls, sidewalks, and utilities that create a hazard will be maintained using support systems. Fall protection, including guardrails, will be required around excavations that will be open for long periods, as well as for trench crossings over 6 feet in depth. Make sure to tape off excavations and trenches to keep unnecessary pedestrians away and always barricade or fence off excavations or trenches at the end of shift. Signs and barricades. Hazard communication is important on a job site with different contractors all converging on the same areas. You may be well aware of the hazards in your area, but not when going into an area that you're not familiar with. We will need to make sure that hazardous areas are taped off or entry points have warning signs in place so that those entering are able to quickly understand important information for their safety. Basic principles of signs include signs, tape, and barricading will be placed before work begins. They will be placed in a conspicuous location. They will be removed or covered when the hazard is eliminated. Make sure to choose the right sign or barricade for the hazard present and don't abuse the use of danger signs and tape. Caution means potential hazard and typically requires caution tape or warning signs. Examples may include an open excavation or potential for falling objects due to overhead work. Danger means that an imminent hazard is present. Examples may include a fall hazard or a pinch or crush hazard. Danger will typically either have danger tape or hard barricades. They require complete encirclement or access that is blocked with gated entries. They also have a company name and person listed. Danger signed areas are not to be crossed without authorization from the company that placed the tape or barricade. Lastly, remember to place "Do Not Use" tags on damaged tools including hand and power tools, ladders, fall protection, rigging, or other items that multiple users may attempt to find and use. General rules in mobile electronic devices. Construction sites are already dangerous with multiple hazards present. We need our minds and eyes on the task. KP prohibits the use of radios, headphones, and earbuds. Mobile electronic devices, including cell phones and tablets, are to be stored in lunchboxes or kept in your vehicle unless an exception has been made by your supervisor. For supervisory personnel that do require mobile electronic devices, you must step away from the work into a hazard-free area to use the device. Never use devices while walking in work areas, working at heights, driving, or operating mobile equipment. Additionally, no firearms or horseplay will be permitted on the premises. No threats or violence is permitted. No animals permitted to be brought on site. Discipline and zero tolerance rules. Disciplinary action will be taken for those that violate any of the site-specific rules or OSHA requirements. Generally, workers will be given verbal coaching to give them the tools for success, but for more severe infractions or habitual rule breakers, trade partners may be asked to leave the site. Additionally, we maintain zero tolerances for the following behaviors: working at or above 6 feet without fall controls in place, knowingly entering a confined space without classifying, testing the air, lack of permit or equipment in place. Trenches and excavations, working without protective systems or digging without KP or MSD authorization. Violating any of the lockout, tagout, or MSD shutdown procedures. Working in energized or potentially energized electric gear without approval and correct PPE. Operating mobile equipment in a careless or reckless manner, or bypassing or removal of safety devices.